sorry for oh, it says I'm live. So if you go to if you want to watch on YouTube, I am up and live there now. Otherwise, we can just do everything through Podbean today. Whatever works best for everybody. Today we are doing Hey, Rebecca. Everybody else will. But we are going to be doing book club. What if a transformational guide? Today's question is, hey, Fawn. What if love is the answer? We're going to discuss. You can call in or put everything in the chat. Hey, Compassion Care, welcome. Today is book club. And I am going to do a second show this week as far as the Q&A and psychic medium, but that I don't know what day yet because the week is really getting away from me. So we are just going to today do the book club. What if love is the answer? We're going to discuss that in a second. Please do not get scammed. If somebody reaches out to you trying to say they are me, they are not. And I never reach out to anyone. So unless it's through my official email. All right. All right. Today's question: what if love is the answer? So how when we look at that question, first and foremost, this is the book for those of you on YouTube. What if a transformational guide? All these questions were channeled through me for you to help transform your life, and it will continue to transform with each and every time. Uh, mm, There's a lot going on the computer today, you guys. I wish I understood computer stuff more. All right. What if love is the answer? This is going to be a crazy show. I can already tell. Hey, Rebecca. Thanks for calling in. Fawn, if you want to call in, you can. Anybody else listening, if you'd like to call in, you can. There's Fawn. There's Fawn. Okay, Rebecca, why don't you start? What if love is the answer? What does that mean to you?
Let's see here. What if love is the answer? And good morning, everyone. I wrote, from my experience based on love, love gives me the light of seeing life differently. I love and appreciate every single thing in life, nature, even complaints, emotions, weather. I see life so much different because of love.
Yeah.
And that's love for me.
Okay. So let me ask you this, because I want to challenge it just a little bit today. I am going to ask a very controversial question. Can we love the things that happened that were hurtful to us, or can we have love for those who did the things that hurt us?
I think so, yes.
Yes.
Because I'm around people that hurt me and were not nice to me. But I honestly don't feel like I have anger is so ugly that I'm over it. But I know my safe place, as in not to be close to that person. But
right.
I see I can't be mad. It's like, okay, that was then. I'm not gonna make that person happy by me being mad. I just gotta move on and see it differently. Like this past weekend, I was around a lot of people that were not nice, did things to me, but I knew how to isolate myself. I said hi, and that was it. I didn't want to do anything else with that person around.
Okay, okay. Yeah, and I used to have that a lot, like with family members and such, where I would be in a situation where I had to be around people that like harmed myself or others, and then I had to like have a presence there. And it didn't mean I loved them or that I could love the situations. That took a moment for me to understand there's a difference between tolerating people, places, things, and actually looking at the situation and saying, I can love what I learned from this, but I no longer carry any anger or hate. You have no effect upon me at all. And there's like people who still reach out and are chaotic in my life that it's it's a little bit more difficult to have those feelings because they're still being, jack-o'-lanterns and trying to intentionally do things that could be harmful. So it's difficult to find love in that situation in the moment. Sometimes you just need a little time to go past. But yes, yes, I completely get what you're saying, Rebecca. I completely understand that. And I do believe, Rebecca, that once we start to heal from situations, people, places, things that we can love the situation, the lesson, and the person who brought the lesson to a certain extent. But sometimes we're just tolerating them because we have to. Because we're here and we're like, okay, I have to tolerate this person. Sometimes it is that too, right?
Yes, that's how I actually felt. Like, okay, I just got to be here
Yes.
and don't cuss up, don't make a fuss. Just enjoy the time. You're almost gonna go home. Just enjoy it.
Yes.
Yes.
Those are what I called my like when my mom was here and we would have family get-togethers and I would just people would be saying things and I swear to goodness I never would eat so much food as at family get-togethers because every time somebody would say something, I would just shove food in my mouth. So
Oh,
I
that's funny. That's what I was doing.
yeah.
Every time I'm like, I don't want to. I was like, okay, there's cake, there's this, and I know that I'm not hungry, but I just didn't want to say anything. And that's the
Oh,
only way to keep quiet, keep eating and eating. Oh my God, I can't wait
yes.
till this is over.
Just get me out of here without causing yes, without causing a scene. So, okay, there are quite a few people coming in on YouTube. Thank you so much for being here. Today is book club. What if a transformational guide? Please do hang out. Even if you came to ask a question, please hang out because the question of the day is what if the answer is love? Yep. What if love is the answer? I'm sorry, I said that backwards. And we're going to discuss this. There are going to be clearings and healings. And if you would like to call in and be part of the show and talk about this question, please go to Podbean and you can join us on Podbean for this. Excuse my voice. Now, what one of the ways I want to ask this question, what if love is the answer to every question? To if I don't have enough money, love. I don't have a partner, love. And whether that means love yourself, love what caused you not to have it, love um just love in general everything. I hate my job, love your job because in my humble opinion, hey Julie and Podbean, in my humble opinion, love, there are two things that exist in this universe: love and fear. All negative emotions come from fear, all positive emotions are related to love. Okay. Fear is an illusion. Now, I know that there's a lot that people would say, no, 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 this is a legitimate feeling based on what happened. And I get that and I understand it. We've all gone through things that could cause fear in our life, fear in the moment, and ongoing fear. And I get that. But what if healing the fear or letting go of the fear is loving what you're afraid of, finding a way to love that or have love around it, or just loving yourself enough so that you can get to that space. Everything is a frequency, including you. We are energetic beings. If you get a big enough telescope, you can see right through the flesh. You can see through everything. We are such energetic beings. Thank you, Julie. Thank you so much. Um, and we vibrate at a certain frequency. Love, authenticity, all of the good emotions that pour down from love are high frequency. When we're in those higher frequency energetic vibes, we will then have more good coming to us. It will be flowing into us. If we are in those lower frequencies, such as fear, first of all, fear will stop us in our tracks from moving forward and doing the things we really want, the things we need. You know, if we don't love our job, if we hate our job or our work, it puts us in a place of fear. And then we're not even reaching out to do a different job, trying to find a different job because we're afraid the next one will be the same. We're afraid it will have the same results. We're afraid our next boss or coworkers or whatever. What if it's not better? What if it's amazing? What if it's amazing, right? Like, seriously. So, when we're in that place of fear or in a place of non love in any area of our life, we're allowing something to come in that is stopping, blocking, slowing, prohibiting our life from taking off. Even if this is a like Rebecca was saying this past weekend, being around people that like have we can't that have been harmful in some way with what they said, did, whatever. And we've all had people like that in our life, friends, family, coworkers, whatever it is. And what if I forgot where I was going with that. I clearly have not had enough caffeine this morning. What if being in that space um, it, puts us I'm so sorry, folks. What if being in that space of being around people and having the negative feelings just stop it, Peter. It's a lot. It's really a lot going on in my head at all times. Puts us in a space of being when we're around people, let's say that have harmed us in some way, whatever, it brings it up and reminds us. And if we haven't taken on that new perspective, that new, I love the lesson I learned. I love what they taught me. I love all that this gave me, this experience. Even if while I was going through it, I did not love it. Now I can look at it and I can really understand more of the human design. I can understand more of why humans behave in certain ways. I can look at people from dealing with these people, this situation, that thing. I can look at them and understand who does what and why. And from the way these people treated me, now I can understand what type of people I can choose to bring into my life, the type of people I want in my life. So we get that new perspective of this is what I love, this is what I want, and this is what I do not want. And I have the right to choose that, correct? And then we choose people that we love. And we don't have to, even if they start to switch up on us, we don't have to keep them in our life. We can be discerning all the way through. Because a lot of times someone comes in our life and we think because we let them in our life and we have a relationship with them, whether it's a week, a year, 10 years, that now they're in our life and we just have to keep them there. And we don't. We don't. And we can love people and let them go. We can, because some people are not safe people in your life, just like some situations are not safe situations in your life. And Julie says, but it's my mom. So, Julie, I would love, okay, so Julie, thank you for sharing that with me. Wow, it's really true because I would go through it again and again and again because in the end, I protect my own child now. Okay, so I'm going to say a few things for Julie here. To me, and Fawn says, mine is my mom too. When my mom was here, there were quite a few things with my mom also. And here's what I'm going to say. The first and foremost person, thing we must love is ourselves. No one is ever going to protect us and love us the way we should love ourselves. And I know this is some people will say that's egoic. It's not. It's not egoic. God, Julie, that's tough. Julie says, I take care of her in my home, but she hurt me the most. And I feel it every day when I look at her. But I'll take care of her till she goes home with the Lord. Yeah, first of all, Julie, God bless you. And I'm going to say something here that is, it might sound very controversial. I'm going to say something here. It takes a very strong person to be able to take care of someone who harmed them with love and then take care of them with love and compassion. If she's not harming you anymore, that's beautiful and amazing and good. Julie says, I'm supposed to be in this live right now because I'm struggling right now. I'm so sorry. You're struggling. I want you to, let's do this. For those of us who have had people, friends, family, coworkers that have harmed us in any way, let's put a new perspective on it first and foremost, okay? First and foremost, let's look at what they taught us from the way they treated us. First of all, they probably don't love themselves very much because people who love themselves and are happy in their life, like I know some people that are just miserable and they will reach out and they will say things and do things out of their own freaking misery. Their life is not going in the way they want and they just want to hurt someone and they will lash out. Second, yeah, she is miserable, Julie says. Second, we can be so grateful we're not miserable sons of beaches, as some might say, and that we are so blessed to have the life that we do. We can also be so grateful that we are not that person who's putting that on other people. And we are not the person like with your children, Julie, as you mentioned, you're never that way with your daughter, and you will protect your daughter from those sorts of situations, even from your your mother. If you have to, you would protect her. So you've learned that, and then the people you can choose to bring into your life will be completely different than the people that have done this to you. And you can see it sometimes from a mile away once you know it. Okay. You know what, Julie? I'm going to say people who have harmed us, they won't take responsibility or accountability, um, because that's what they know. Sometimes that's all they know. And they think they're doing good because their parents were worse to them, or they think this is just who they are, it's who they've been, and it's okay. And some people feel very entitled to behave a certain way. In their mind, they've justified it for whatever reason. They feel like I have the right to say and or do blah 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 because of whatever reason, of whatever reason. And I think some people, and I've talked about this before, they have personality disorders. It's what they call personality disorders. They don't. Some people will say they don't have, as they don't feel empathy. I think they do. I think they do. I think they're just very self-serving people. They're people that only think about themselves and what they want and how to get it, and it makes them extremely manipulative in the way they behave. I can't prove one way or another, but here's the thing. Nobody can prove one way or another if that's true or not. But back to today's question, what if love what if love is the answer? And today, you guys, for everybody who's joined us, today is book club, um, where we discuss a question and what that would mean to you and how it would change your life, what differences it would make in your life, and how those differences could expand or transform your life. So, if love is the answer to any and all questions, then what does that change for you? And how do you go about getting to the point where you can make love the answer? And sometimes I'm going to tell you this, and it might seem controversial. Sometimes it's not to love everyone and everything else. Sometimes it's just to love yourself enough not to put up with what other people do and say. It's to just love yourself enough to know you don't deserve people in your life or situations or jobs or whatever it is. And I'm going to go one step further. You don't deserve to live in poverty. Love yourself enough to know you deserve all the goodness and the greatness that this world has to offer. That whatever you heard, experienced, felt as a child, or growing up, or saw your parents go through, or your caretakers go through, you don't deserve that. That's not why anyone was put here. No one was put here to sit in or on a system. No, that tells them this is your cap, whether that's a job, saying this is your cap, this is all you'll ever make, this is your worth according to this company. Bet. Awesome. Thank you. But you know what? According to that company, this is my worth. And if I know how to do this, I can go out there and make so much more on my own. Bet. Thank you. Somebody else doesn't get to define your worth, the amount of love you should have for yourself. Nobody else gets to define how you should be treated. And just because our parents treated us away, our siblings, our friends treated us away, they were showing us maybe how we're not supposed to be treated. Maybe they were showing us how, if someone is treating us this way, we are to walk away. And we find people that just are better people, more respectful people, loving people, regardless of what they think or feel based on their lives and their experiences. So if love is the answer, let's say you're having financial difficulties, love money. You can hate your situation and your financial difficulties, find a way to love money. And people think that that is blasphemous and it's wrong, really. And most of that comes from the church. But how much money do all the churches have? I'll wait. Still waiting. Look at the Vatican. All the gold, all the art, all the cars under the Vatican. They love them some money. The churches love them some monies. They love them some gold. But they'll tell you it's the root of all evil. Then why are you hoarding it? Mr. Churches, Mr. Priests, Mr. Ministers. Why are you collecting in these hard times? You're passing that plate around to everybody twice on some Sundays. Why? Are you trying to take the evil up out of me? Because that's not where my evil sits in these hard times. So the church preaches money is the root of all evil. And I know there's more to that statement than that. And yet they take it from you. Some churches bill you. They ask for your whole financial situation and how much you earn so they get their appropriate share. Child, please. Seriously? In these times, and during the government shutdown, how many of those churches were reaching out and helping people in need? None. That's right. And people were testing churches, calling them and asking for formula and if they could help. And the churches straight up said no. So if you are in a financial place, love money, love having money, love getting money. If you are in a work situation that is not good, love your work. Find something about, maybe you don't love your coworker, maybe you don't love the way that job is, or having to do that work at that place, but find what you love and then find a better place or a better way to do it. Maybe you're in a relationship with someone and it's not going the way you'd hoped it would be. Remember back to what you loved about that relationship. Remember back to the good of that relationship. Not because you want to stay, because you want to remember the love. Now, if you are in situations where there is, let's say, a work situation, let's say a relationship situation, in a work situation, if you're in something that you do not love, start looking. Open your possibilities. Get training in something that you will love. Find a position you will love. If you want to work from home, there are so many places hiring from home right now, remote positions. Uh, I can't speak to what the pay comparisons will be because I don't know everybody's pay comparison, but figure out what will make you happy, how you can work that will make you happy, what you can do that will make you happy, what you can do that you love. And if you can't do that for your full time job, find a way to make that your part time situation. If you love to bake, bake what you love and put it out there. Don't turn it into something you have to do. Do it when you love it and when you want to do it and put it out there. If you love to cook, if you love to whatever it is, sew or knit or whatever it is, whatever you love, do it because the more you do what you love, the happier you are going to be, even doing the things you may not love full time. Okay? Now, I'm going to go back to the number one thing is to first love yourself. And I'm going to start doing clearings now. And we're at the 32-minute mark of this show. And we're going to clear anything stopping, blocking, interfering with you completely and totally loving and liking yourself. You may feel this, you may not. Now, once we do this, all that caused it, all that kept it, all the reasons you may not like and or love yourself, let's pull all of those reasons. And then the programs and beliefs, these typically come from things we've heard, seen, done over and over again, or people have said to us or done to us over and over again. So we're going to pull all programs and beliefs that have caused this and kept this, and any programs and beliefs that we ourselves run on the daily. One of the things when I was younger, I would hear you're stupid all the time when I was younger. And maybe educationally I didn't get it. I'm very, very, very dyslexic. I'm very so reading in school was just torture. So I'd always hear, "You're stupid, you're stupid, you're stupid," to the point where when I was older, everything I did, I would repeat that comment. I'd go, "Oh my God, I'm so stupid." Um, so just, clearing and releasing those things that were said and done on a regular or even just once that just marked us and kept that as a belief in our system. Let's heal, clear, release that. Let's pull it all, remove it. And if you guys have a specific thing that you feel or think is stopping, blocking, interfering with you loving yourself, your life, your situations, put it in the chat and I will gladly start clearing, healing, releasing it. And I want to thank everybody who's here. Crafts and Crime. I love that name. Jalandar. I'm Halandar or Jalandar. I'm sorry if I'm incorrectly pronouncing that. Yvette, thank you guys so much for being here today on Book Club Day. And we are going to do more healings, more clearings. And Fawn, thank you for being so patient. If you can come on and talk on Podbean, go right ahead. And if love is the answer, what does that mean? How does that change things, how you look at them and what you do?
Good afternoon. It's all good. I have lots of patience. I do believe that we were brought here for love. Of course, we've talked about this so much that I feel like I'm repeating myself, but yes, I do believe we were brought here for love. That we're here to shine our lights and shine our love and our kindness and everything. But I feel like when we get here, we have all these great intentions that we're going to just be love and stuff, and then a lot of things happen to us that really affects us and programs us. Exactly what you said. Like you said so many great things that I agreed with.
Thank you.
In fact, I really, really agree with learning from the people that hurt you things you don't want to do. So for instance, I was raised with not a lot of love, not a lot of hugs. Like they didn't tell me they loved me or hugged me very much or any of those things. We didn't get to go on vacations or do anything fun. So when I had my children, my goal was to be the ultimate best mom and to give them the love and everything. And I gave 100% of myself to my children because I felt that that's what I wanted to be. I wanted to be a really good parent. And I learned how to not be a parent from mine. And I feel like that was really good. And I also feel that going back to the forgiveness, so many things have happened to me, like I said, and I don't like to go in details about it, but a lot of things have happened to me. And I myself have learned to just forgive that person because if I hold on to anything, it's just hurting me. So just forgive the people. The person that has the mother, I just want to say to you, bless you, because I also may have to take care of my mom one day, right? And I told her that. I specifically said, I'm here for you for God. I will take care of you for God. So know that your rewards are coming. You are doing all this hard work. God's watching every second of your day. He knows what you're doing, and you're doing the right thing because we have to still act in love all the time. Even if we've been hurt, we have to still be that loving soul. We can't let bitterness and all the horrible things take away from who we are. So come back to love and be love and just spread love everywhere you can. And it's not easy. And the fear thing is happening, Tony. I'm going through that so much right now. I just want to let you know because we are relocating and it's very, very scary. And those fear thoughts, when they come in your head, they hit you like anxiety. It's really, really hard. You have to just stop and like take some breaths and try to connect back in and realize that, hey, that's not me. I'm not the fearful one. That's my ego. And that's all those doubts and those programs that were brought to me. Those programs are the reason why I'm fearful. So if you could do a clearing on fear again today, Tony, I keep getting them. It helps every time. Like the clearing you did yesterday was great too. I listened to it. I felt better after you did the clearing yesterday. Honestly, I even told my husband, I feel better. And we did the clearing again last night too. So
excellent.
Thank you. I am hoping to come to you and do the hypnosis for sleep. I'm going to be doing that in the next few months because I really want to do that too. I really want to give back to you and connect with you. So I'm going to do that. Anyways, what else? One more thing. Let me see what else I wrote down. Oh yeah, everything you give comes back to you. So we know that if we're doing the right thing all the time, at least I feel good because I'm doing the right thing, right? So maybe somebody's being crappy to you. Like say you had the troll the other day, which was actually hilarious for all of us. But you know how to handle trolls. You don't go crazy. You don't turn negative. You don't call them names. We don't want to do that. We have tolerance. We have love. That is who we are. We have patience. These are the things we learn as we grow. We learn to be that person. Maybe when we first came here, we weren't that person. I had no patience. I worked in a school for 12 years to learn patience. Like God will put you in those places to learn those lessons. So I always say, I've been here for 10 years. I haven't liked it, but I've learned so much. So many lessons were given to me. So I just say, thank you for the lesson. I got it, and now I'm ready to go now. I am leaving the area. So anyways, that's the end. Thank you, Tony.
You're so welcome. Okay, so we can, and Crafts and Crime asked if I feel like my heart shocks is blocked, his chakra is blocked. So I'm going to do two more clearings and then I'm going to speak to what Fawn said. And the first one is if our heart is blocked at all, and you guys get ready for this one. It will clear as you are ready for it. It could clear all at once. It could clear a little at a time, but let's clear, release anything stopping, blocking our heart. And then also, again, fear. Let's heal, clear, release the fear and all that caused it. Now, I do want to say this. When we become afraid of something we are doing, moving forward, for example, Fawn said, moving, she's really afraid with moving. There can be a lot of fear with moving, it can be extremely stressful. Change the perspective to an adventure. With a new job, listen, nobody likes to change jobs. Nobody loves to change partners or let go of friends or, maybe having to walk away from family members, whatever it is. But staying where you're not wanted, valued, loved, or you feel less than because of comments or the treatment that's coming through, it's better to move on. So if we change the perspective to there's so many jobs out there, and it depends on who you ask. Believe me, if you're not supposed to be in one place and you're ready for your next place, that next place will be there. Do not quit without a new job. Don't just quit your job and say the next place is going to be there. Actively look, because it's so much easier energetically to find a new position when you have a position. It's better on a resume and to new employers if you already have a position. If you want to start a business, don't quit your job and start a business, especially if you don't have a savings. Start your business very slowly and build up and then transition into your new business. Now, the one thing I do say is if you're in a relationship, a love partnership relationship, don't end that before you start something new. Don't piggyback that. That's not good energy. But here's the thing, if you truly love yourself, you truly respect yourself, and there are many self-love, self-worth, self-respect, self-confidence, of course, I'm not going to be able to think of all of them right now. Acceptance, all the selves, all anything that starts with self that is for you. If you have those, and believe me, as much as people work on themselves, it can falter when something comes up or happens. Okay. And it can cause you to go back to a place. So I've done a tremendous amount of work on myself, and I do all the time, because my belief is the more I heal myself, the more I can help others. And it's not until I heal in a certain area that I can completely see how and where people need to heal in that area. If I'm still walking around injured in an area, I'm stuck at that level, and it would be very challenging for me to help other people get past that level. So I work diligently at getting past these levels and healing myself and healing everybody else, because as we heal as a whole, we naturally love ourselves. And I'm going to tell you something. You know how you heal? When you can talk about something without emotion. Number one, you can just talk about it normally in a conversation. Number two, you can just talk about it. Number three, when you hear about it from somebody else, whether it's in regards to you or another person, it does not trigger you anymore. If it still triggers you, you may need more healing from it. Okay. So, having said that, as you move forward, you may know the healing is working when you can think about a situation and those triggering feelings do not come up. They are not there affecting you in the same way that they did before. Now, when somebody attacks you again, verbally or otherwise, of course, that's a different situation, and you have to go through the process of healing that. But perspective, again, like Julie, like Fawn, it's not to be a martyr and say, oh my God, this person, and I'm not saying you are, Julie, please don't misunderstand this. It's not to be a martyr and say, this person was so horrible to me and now I'm taking care of them. That the fact that somebody who was not good to you, you can take care of and show them the compassion and love that maybe they never had, or the compassion and love that you wanted at some point. The fact that you can give that to them, even though they may not have been the best person to you, speaks to who you are, not to who they are. But we never do anything that continues to bring us harm. Now, Julie, Fawn, and anybody else listening that has had these type of situations with a loved one, we're going to heal. Oh God, I can already feel it. No. I refuse to cry on air again. Okay. Pull it together, girl. Get your girl on. Let's go. Heal, clear, release any and all with loved ones, like mother, daughter, father, son, all of it, familia and friend relationships that have been hurtful and harmful, all the things that have happened, all the things that have caused and kept this, and all this has caused and kept. We're going to pull it all the way from the roots. And if you believe in past lives, some of these things may be a continuation and a pulling of a past life. Or if you don't believe in a past life, just you've come here to conquer this. And I do have a belief. There is a part of me that believes everything is evolving. And maybe this life, we are evolving to go to a different plane, a higher plane in our next existence. And in order to get to that plane, we have to have complete understanding. Now, I want to be clear. Unconditional love is not sacrificial. It is not martyrdom. And it is not allowing people to use and or abuse you, which many of us have been taught that in our childhood, that if you love someone, you just allow certain things. And in our childhood, we went through experiences or watched parents or whatever it is that said, this is what love looks like. And many times, and no shade to the men, it was the women sacrificing for the males or the women putting up whatever it was, okay? And I'm not saying everybody went through that, but some people did. And that love, real love, is mutual respect and boundaries. Real love is equal respect and boundaries. It is not even if it's for a child. Yes, you take care of your child 100% because it is your child. It does not mean, for example, and please do not be offended by the example that I'm using, that if your child becomes, let's just say, a criminal, that you are so understanding that you're allowing this, because that does no good to the child and it does no good to you. And so real love is teaching and helping your child not be in that space, having the common respect and love that says, this is not the road, this is the road. If you do not go down this road, we're going to have to discuss that. Real love is not being in that space where you just allow somebody to act any old way because you love them. And many of us have been there, like, I will say to somebody, but why are you why do you want them back? Why are you putting up with this? Because I love them. What does that mean? But and more importantly, do you love you? Do you love you enough not to do that or have that? Do you love you enough? And I get it. We get so caught up in the moment or so caught up in a situation that we are either trying to help a person or trying to fix a situation or trying to make something work that we don't step back and go, but wait, this isn't even healthy. So, for example, if we're in a work situation and we're being overworked and underpaid and can't pay our bills, that's not even healthy. It's not a healthy situation for you or your anybody else around you. And so then it's your responsibility to love yourself enough, to respect yourself enough to start looking for something else that is a better fit for you, a better situation for you. Now, in relationships, whether it's family, friend, whatever it is, and on my show, a lot of times I will bring up examples or analogies of things that have happened in the past. I'm not doing that to trash anybody. If I wanted to trash somebody, I'd sure enough say their name. I would. I'm doing that as an example to show you this is not this or this is this. And we all have those examples. And I think those examples really help people see and understand. If I can bring up an example or an analogy or something similar, it's going to go, oh, yeah. And so many people have been through these same examples and analogies and scenarios that it's helpful. Okay. Now, I do want to say if you're in a situation, any situation, first, love yourself. And if love is the answer, the first question is, how do I love myself? Where do I love myself? How do I show myself love? Who do I let in my life? That will tell you everything about how you love yourself. And if the people that are showing up in your life as friends, family, coworkers are treating you the way, how do they say this? That the most difficult person in your life treated you, you haven't healed from that. So, for example, growing up, they say your first love is typically the person you tried to get approval or love from growing up. If this makes sense, let me know. If I'm saying this correctly, let me know. Tell me it makes sense and I can stop trying to explain that. But now, if we grew up with a parent that had a personality disorder, was depressed, was in some way had some sort of mental illness, or was just self-serving, then and we did not heal that. We did not see that because it's our parent and we're taught to just love our parent no matter what. Then we will end up with someone, friend, partner, boss, somebody who has some kind of effect on us that we take value in what they say and do. We will end up with those types of people in our life until we can see it and go, oh my God, this is what it is. This is what it is. And we may not know that until we're in a book club that points it out or says, this is this, or until we're on TikTok at 4 in the morning and they say, this is how a psychopath behaves. And if you're dealing with a psychopath, I'm not saying this really happened to me, but I'm saying that could be it for somebody. If you have dealt with a psychopath, this is what they've done and this is how you felt. And I'm not calling anybody a psychopath, so don't light up my phone, bitch. Because I never want to hear your voice again, bitch. If I have to, I think I will like burn my ears out if I ever have to hear that again, bitch. God, you've been blocked for a reason. Take a freaking hit. I'm so sorry, you guys. I hope you guys are laughing. If you are not laughing, just laugh. It's all good. Okay. And we've all had people in our life like this, right? We have. We have definitely had people in our life like this. I'm going to read some comments. Yes, the programs in our mind, these programs. So something I want to tell you guys this because it's so important for you to know. We have a thought. Any thought. It can be something somebody says, or something we see, or something someone does. It can even just be something we think. It's a thought. And the first time we think, hear, whatever this thought or idea, if we let it go, it never has an effect on us. But if we think it again, it starts to create like a synapses, one point to the next, where there's a dot here and a dot here, and here's a thought, idea, statement in between it. Now, the more we think that, what somebody did, said, whatever, the more we think it in our mind or hear it from outside. And I want you to think of this with it's a programming. So if you're listening to certain media, if you're listening to certain people, or even family, media, whatever it is, and they repeat the same thing, it's a way of programming someone. So it starts off as just hearing it once. It's not, if you let it go, it's never going to affect you. But the more you hear it, it becomes a belief and then a program. Once it's a program, it can be very, very daunting to undo. And sometimes that's where hypnosis comes in, where we undo those programs and those beliefs that have been put in by outside things, or just that we've thought and thought and thought and thought. And then we have to just break them. So yes. Okay. Crafts and Crime says, I understand what you are saying. Thank you for confirming that. Peter G says, you're a beautiful soul. You glow. Thank you, Peter. Ricky, hey, how are you? Absolutely stunningly amazing, beautiful, lovely, beautiful. Thank you, Ricky. Thank you for that. That's very kind of you to say. Rebecca, thank you so much for being the moderator. Heather says, I would need a whole week with you to reprogram me. You'd be surprised what one hypnosis session can undo. Seriously. Rebecca says, just thinking about the boyfriend, I figure that one, ew, out, ew. Yeah. He seems like someone I didn't want around me no more. Yes. Isn't that crazy? Like once you realize, like once you're out of a situation, when you're in a situation, sometimes you can't really, but once you're out of that situation and you have some time to heal and to get your thoughts back to your thoughts, and you look back at it and you just have to laugh. You have to laugh and go, "Oh my gosh, what was I thinking? What was I thinking?" Right? So we all have that. Hey, Tia. Um, so here's the thing. If we can take anything that we have a fear on, and we change the perspective to something that we are so excited about, and turning it into an adventure, that's good. And listen, with the job thing, I've gone to say this 4 times and then I go off on a topic, but even if you switch from the job you're at now to another job and that job doesn't work, then you go to another one. And eventually you will end up in that position that you absolutely love with people that are closer to who you are. Don't settle. Don't just quit and be out there, but don't settle in a space. People go to work for 8, 9, 10 hours a day, and they're not counting if you have to travel to and from work, and you're in a situation with other people or bosses that are so uncomfortable and changing your energy maybe to something that you don't love. Find a better situation. Maybe it's a work from home situation, a remote situation. Maybe it's just a different company with a different culture and belief systems, or just better people. Um, People typically that work for nonprofits have a little bit of a different perspective on life. They want to do good, be good for others. They have that whole thing going. Um, if it's relationship, again, let go and find a way to bring that love to yourself. Most of us are with someone because we we want someone to love, we want someone to love us, but if we just pour that love into ourselves first, look at that first, we are going to find ourselves in a whole different situation with different types of people that treat us in different ways than the past people did. And again, if you look at the people in your life that are the most difficult, that you're trying to, let's just say the people you're trying to please, and then you look back in your life and say, okay, where does this come from? What person, what primary person in my life does this come from? You will be amazed at all the healing that happens just in that. So what if love is the answer? What does that change for you in your life today, tomorrow, and moving forward? Where does that put you? And what if loving yourself is the real answer? What if having that pure love for yourself leads to you being in situations with people, places, thing, money, work, friends that are also very, very loving? I will tell you, I have people in my life that care and love me and care about me in a way that past people probably couldn't, just because of where they are in their life. And that's no shade on them. That's just a fact. It's just a fact. No shade on them. It's just a fact. When you start to recognize what is love and who's capable of even giving it, you don't have anger for those who are not capable of giving it. You just move into a space and you don't try to fix or heal those who cannot give it. That's a job and a journey they have to take on their own. That's their job, not yours. And then you will find yourself at the level of love you are at, and you will continue to go up and up and up. And I will tell you this also. Your finances are directly tied to the amount of love, in most cases, that you have for yourself and your situation. The more love, and love is such a frou-frou word. Some people are like, but I do love myself. I love that person more than I loved myself. Well, that was your first mistake. You should never love no one more than you love yourself. And I know people say that with their babies. And I get that. I get it. But the amount of money you bring in, the amount of work, the type is directly correlating to the amount of respect, self-respect, self-confidence, and self-love that you have. If you are in a space where you are accept yourself, when you can look in the mirror and go, yeah, love that, without being critical, you have accepted who you are. It doesn't mean you're not working toward a better physique or whatever it is. When you can look in the mirror and look directly into your eyes, and a lot of people look in the mirror and they look around their face, like they're putting on their makeup, doing their mascara, they're doing their hair, they're shaving, they're looking at parts of their face, but they cannot look in the mirror and look into their own eyes. They cannot hold that gaze in the mirror. They cannot look into their own soul. Can you? Can you look into the mirror and look at yourself and accept and love that? Let's clear that to a yes. And I know we look in the mirror and we're taught from a very young age, don't be egoic. Most men are taught, you're the best. Most men are taught, you can do anything. Most women are taught, don't be egoic. Don't think too much of yourself. Don't be better than others. Don't think you're better than others. It's a very different upbringing for men and women. But if you can look in the mirror and really look at or into yourself, and then you get to the point where you realize there's something inside of me that is not the me that either I'm present. Did you see that flash of light, everybody? Yes. That is not, that I am not presenting to the world, that I am not authentically being. And that typically comes from fear, and that typically comes from a space of being not wanting to be vulnerable. And many of us are afraid to be love or have love because we don't want to be taken advantage again. We don't want to be hurt again. We don't want to go through what we have gone through again. So we do, like Crafts and Crime said, we put that guard, we put those prison bars over what we call our heart, what we call our love. And we don't let go of what happened, because if we let go of what happened, it might happen again. So let's let go. I want you to imagine like a waste management, a big dumpster. And I want you to just take big black garbage bags. Don't worry about what's in them, but just in your mind, take those big black garbage bags and start tossing them in the dumpster. And some of them will just fly into the dumpster. You won't need to do anything to get them there. Others you'll have to like fling over your shoulder to get them in there. If you're feeling this, let me know. I thought I took all my trash out. And this is where the statement, sometimes the trash takes it out itself out. You'll see those bags just flying in there. Other times we have to heave them in and we have to take the trash out, but just keep putting oh fudgesicles. Keep putting the bags in the big dumpster. Keep putting them in until there are no bags. Let's just all do that now. It'll go much quicker than you think. If there's a bag that won't go, thank it. Say, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all you have done. If there's something else I need to do to let you go, give me that word now and then let it go. And we're going to clear, heal, release anything not wanting to go, anything not wanting to leave you, anything you're not ready to let go of. We're going to heal, clear, release all the reasons you're not ready to let this go. As this goes, you may feel little pangs in the body. You may feel pressure. You may feel energy. You may feel dizziness, whatever it is, it's okay. And crafts and keep emptying the garbage bags. Keep not emptying them, throwing the garbage bags. And don't worry about what's in them. Nothing you need, nothing that's important will ever go. Crafts and Crime says, as I look in the mirror, I pick up sick, like being sick. Interesting. Okay. And I get that. I do get that, Crafts and Crimes. And thank you so much for sharing that. And what I'm going to say is, sick can mean sick and tired of what's been going on, just sick of what people, like the feeling of being sick of what people have done. And let's heal, clear, release, and pull that, pull all of it out, take it all. And Crafts and Crimes, this comes from, I feel it coming from the root all the way up. Like it's not one thing, and it comes up in like a yellow stream, whatever that means for you. Remember, we are not what happened to us. We are not our past. We are not what we did, not even yesterday. And we have all, it's easy. We have all done stuff. We are all the villain in somebody's story. And I'm the villain in many people's stories. Whether their story is correct or not, I am the straight up assassin. I am the straight up ninja. I am the straight up villain. I am the bad guy. Okay, it's your story. You tell it how you want. Just like my stories are my story, and I get to tell them how I want. And I'm choosing there are no more villains in my stories, because anybody who's a villain in my story has power over me. I want you to think about that. Anybody who is the villain in your story has power over you. Heather says, yeah, I can't stand to look at myself right now. Oh, you guys are going to break me today. Don't feel feminine right now. I know it will change when all the reconstruction is done, but I feel I look like a man right now. Heather, that's so temporary, and that's just one part of your body. Just look from here up from that for now. Yellow Stream, my biggest addiction. Mountain Dew, crying. Oh my God. I was so addicted to Mountain Dew for the longest time. The one thing that got me off of Mountain Dew is I found out two of its ingredients. One they use for embalming, and the other one they use in I heard they use in certain extermination products. I heard. What got me off of Mountain Dew is actually Spark by Advocare. That got me off of Mountain Dew. And it has B vitamins and everything in it. So yes, that is very good. I get the Mountain Dew addiction. I get it more than you can imagine. There is something in there that just owns you. Jay Francis says you have to admit that you learned from that villain in your story. Yes, and that's at the beginning of the show I did say I think at the beginning of the show, I said, whatever we go through, whomever we dealt with, hey, listen, sometimes we're the teacher, sometimes we're the student. When I'm the villain in somebody else's story, I was probably teaching them what they don't want, what they don't like, who not to be in their life if they didn't like it. And the people who have been the villain in my story taught me to love myself, to what I don't want in friendships, relationships, work situations, taught me to be a better person. Like, I don't want to show up like this person. Our moms, like Fawn and Julie, having moms that hurt them significantly. They taught you how to be a better mom. They taught you how to be a better person. They taught you how to guide others to be a better mom and or person. If we evolve, let's just say, I started this earlier and then I didn't finish it. Let's say we come here because in our next existence, we want to be a guide. We want to be more angelic. We want to be whatever. We have to go through situations that will teach us non-judgment and understanding to get to the point where we can be a guide to someone else, whether it's in our physical form during this life or after we leave, being a guide to those who are down here. I want you to think of the person you love the most and think of yourself being their spirit guide and how you want the absolute best for them. And they're doing human things. Jay Francis says, I pity anyone who gets me as a guide. No, that just means you've been through enough that you can look at it and go, yep, I've been there, I've done that. Okay. Well, this is what we can expect next. But you want the absolute best for them. You want them to have the absolute best life, right? But they're going to make choices that are going to give them experiences that you don't want them to have, because you want them to have this perfect, beautiful, prosperous, excellent life. It's an excellent life. You want them to have the most amazing life. But they didn't maybe come down for that. They came down to have experiences. And maybe one of those experiences was being chaotic and crazy at times. Maybe not. And I'm not saying it's okay to allow someone to be chaotic and crazy. I'm saying, as a guide up above, where we can't grab somebody and shake them, we have to be at the point and saying, I understand why they're choosing this, what they're doing, and their next steps. I can try to guide them otherwise, but I have to allow them to live the existence they're living in. I will tell you, people come to me all the time, and I have complete understanding in the moment of their situation, what they're going through, and where they're at with it. And I have only, I think, I think on one occasion have like really been like, "Are you kidding me? Like, are you?" And I checked myself very, very quickly. I really checked myself and put myself back in that place of not being in that space of, "Are you kidding me right now?" Because that's not for me to say. So when you look at your own life, first and foremost, realize most of what people do, they do it because of who they are, and they would do it to whomever's in front of them. And I'm going to say this in a joking way, but also in not so much of a joking way. You're not special. They didn't do that to you because you were special or you, whatever. That's just who they are. And they will do it to everybody, whether it was lying, cheating, being abusive, whatever it was. That is who they are and how they treat people. Now, what brought them into your life was and kept them in your life, because these people show up in everybody's life. They will show up in everybody's life, but they stay in the lives of the people who put up with it, who tried to be understanding, who tried to be caring, who tried to fix them. But if we truly love ourselves unconditionally, we do not put ourselves in a situation where we are trying to heal, fix, or love someone who is inevitably trying to harm us, intentionally or not. They are harming us and we keep them in our life. And if we truly healed from past people doing that in our childhood, young adulthood, we would not allow it to continue now. Think about that. Would you ever tell your daughter or your son to have somebody or the person you love the most, your niece, your nephew, whomever it is, to have somebody in their life that is harming them? Would you ever tell them, "Oh, just be understanding and fix them, and that's just the way it is"? No, you would tell them, "I don't want you to be hurt because I love you." And you would want them to not be in a situation where they were being used, abused, manipulated, lied to. You would do whatever you had to do to pull them out of the situation or help them to see common sense. And if we did that for ourselves, those people, if we had that for ourselves, right, those people would not have been able to get away with it, at least as long as they did in our lives, right? So we have to be in a space where if love is the answer, the first place we plant all the love seeds is in ourselves. And in planting those love seeds in ourselves, as that love for and with ourselves grow, it will spread to those around us, and those who can handle it and are in that will also have it. If that makes sense. I hope that makes sense, you guys. Okay. Okay. So if love is the answer moving forward, and if self-love is the most important thing moving forward, what do you change for you and about you to love yourself unconditionally, accept yourself unconditionally? What one thought, and share it in the chat so everybody can read it, everybody can see it and have it. What's the one thought or thing you would change for yourself? What's the one thing you would tell the person you love the most to do to love themselves unconditionally? The thought you would want them to have. that would help them. For me, my nieces, the one thing I would tell them is you're perfect as you are. And if someone doesn't see that, they don't belong in your life. And sometimes when we go through things, we may not look the way we want to look or feel the way we want to look. The people who accept us in those moments are the people who are supposed to uh, be there because they're seeing past that. But more importantly, we have to accept ourselves at our worst. And that is what will help us to move to who we can be at our best. If that makes sense. I'm going to read some more comments. Okay. Rebecca says, I look into I think that's mirror. I say, hello, beautiful. That's the new me moving forward. I love that, Rebecca. And you know what else? When you look in the mirror, just practice saying, I love you the way you say it to the person you love the most, whether it's a partner. And when you go to bed at night, you know how when we have a partner, we say, I love you. And we have all that feeling that goes with it. When you go to bed at night, say that for yourself. Just say, I love me. I love me, whatever that is for you, or I love you to you. I love that, Rebecca. Thank you so much for sharing. I gotta try that. Heather says she's got to try it. Yeah, Heather, please do. And where you are today is not where you'll be tomorrow. Just like where you were yesterday, a week ago, a month ago is not where you are today. Rebecca, you're so kind. Thank you. Okay. That's Rebecca and Heather having a conversation. I'm not going to repeat that. I believe you are enough. Yes. Isn't that the statement? I am enough. I am enough. I'm more than enough. And if you, as you are not enough for a person, that's something they're missing. You don't go into a person's life to complete them or fill their void. Only they can fill their void. Only they can be that person for them. You have to be whole in you. They are whole in them, and two people come together. Okay. If you're going into a person's life and saying, oh, they just need love, that's because they lack self-love, and you can never give them enough external love to fill the void of their self-love. And people are out here running around going, if I just get this person, I'll be good. If I can fix this, I'll be. If I have this person did it for a minute, but now I'm going to move on because that emptiness is returning. No. I learned at a very, very young age, and I don't even know how. I mean, I was under 16 when I first heard this from above, and it was anything somebody gives you, they can take away. And that can be money, home, love. So you better have it yourself. You better fill that in yourself if you want it to stay with you. And that is one thing I've always held. I have goosebumps all over the back of my head on that one, you guys. So just so you know, if you're meeting someone and you think, if I can just love them enough, if I can just take care of them, if I can heal or fix what happened to them, that's an inside job. They have to do that themselves, just like you have to do it yourself. Okay. To her children. Okay, so Fawn says, you are worthy. You are love. You are enough. And we are. That is so true. You come from love. You return to love. And the goal while you are here, so many people say, what's my purpose? And I say, love. And they look at me, and the purpose is to be the love you come from. If you are a spark of the divine, of the God, which is pure love, then you are to be that spark while you are here. Surround yourself in situations that allow you to be that spark, not to put your spark out, but to explode, to expand your spark. And, people say, but God is all loving. Yes. That doesn't mean that God would allow people to take advantage of God. That doesn't mean that God would allow abuse. And nor would you if God were standing right next to you. You would not allow someone to abuse God if you believe in God or whatever deity, angels, guides, whatever you believe in. You would not allow someone to abuse God, would you? No. You would not allow someone to manipulate, lie, or take advantage of that. So why would you allow that? Because that spark of God, that piece of God that God put in you, that is God, is your true essence. That's all that survives. That's what survives and goes back to God, or all that is, the love. And so why would you allow anyone to abuse, manipulate, or treat it as less than? Because that is what you are. You are the spark that you came from, whether that's the all that is, the infinity, the universe, whatever you want to call it, God, whatever you want to call that piece, that soul, that spirit, it is a piece of the all that is, that the God, and that is love. And love is never allowing less than love. And obviously I can talk about this forever and ever and ever and hope that one of the things I say is going to click. But when you think of yourself, I want you to think inside of me is God. And any way I let somebody treat me is the way I'm letting them treat God. And why would I? And any way I treat someone else is the way that I am treating that. So I only allow myself to be around people that I can treat in a certain way. So I never disrespect or mistreat the God within them. Okay, so that's okay. Let me go back here. Heather, you are the best gift from God. And you are the best gift from God. Yes, Heather, you are. Everybody is. To my children, give yourself some loneliness for a bit to get to know you. Yes, you can never know who you truly are until you have some time by yourself to see what your opinions, your thoughts, your beliefs are without somebody else suggesting or telling you what they should be. I always say, date yourself. If you know how when you meet somebody and you want to know everything about them, you want to know what's their favorite food, what do they like, who are they, and what do they believe in. Find that out about yourself. Like when we date somebody or we're with somebody, even friends, we're like, where do you want to go? What do you want? What do I want? What do you want? What's your favorite food without anybody else around to influence it? What do you love to do without anybody else around? I found out my favorite thing is sleeping. Working out, sleeping. My favorite thing, hands down. Okay, Rebecca, I love that. Don't compare yourself to other people. Oh, that ain't nothing but the word. That is the word right there because we were not put here to be like anyone else. We are unique and divine and beautiful, especially when we cultivate who we are and why we are here. And if you were your mother, this and you were looking at you as the child, you would encourage you to do and have and explore everything. And your uniqueness and your passion and what you love, and to just go for it. And never compare yourself to anybody else, anybody else's bodies, anybody else's thoughts, anybody else's behaviors, what they have, what they don't, better than, less than. Be your unique self. Jay Francis, that is beautiful. Just be who you are, the way you are, the way you want to be. Just be that. And if you're not sure, keep looking until you find it. Keep exploring, keep finding, keep like if you start dating and the person wants to try something new, you're open to, yeah, cool. Let's try. I'll try that. Right? Sure, I'll try that. I'll try this bohemian restaurant. I don't even know what bohemian food is. I'm sure I'll try it. But then on our own, would we do that? The answer should be yes. We should want to explore everything. And the one thing I will say is take care of you. Take care of your body, your mind, your soul. Treat it like it is the most precious diamond or gold or whatever it is. Form it in the way you want it to be formed. I can say for a fact, strong mind, strong body, strong body, strong mind. I see these pictures where they put two 80-year-olds next to each other. One of them works out and the other one does not. And the difference in them is the typical grandma to what I like to call the new grandma, who is fit and has muscles and is in shape and smiling, and the other person is bent over and using a walker and quite plump. Okay? Care enough about yourself to care and take care of yourself. That is everything. That is everything. Okay. Thank you, Jay Francis. You are the only person holding you back. Heather, that is so true. Can you imagine if all the things you want somebody told you you couldn't have, the fight you would put up to get those things, unless it's you saying you can't have them? That's crazy, right? That's crazy. Yeah. You're the only person holding you back. If there's something you want to learn, something you want to do, someplace you want to go, do it. Just do it. Everything you can. Okay, you guys, I need to bring this. Ooh, that's an awesome way of thinking. Okay, thank you, Crafts and Crime. We are going to do next week's question. I will be back next Tuesday, every Tuesday as we go through this book. Next week, we covered this a little bit today, but we're going to cover it more next Tuesday, and the real essence of this and what that changes for you. What if love is who and what you are? So what if love isn't an action that you take? What if love isn't an action or a feeling? What if it's who you truly are? And I said already in this show, we come from love, we return to love. It's a matter of maintaining who we are, that spark we come from while we're here. And we're going to discuss that and do more healings next week with that one, next Tuesday at noon. Okay. Thank you so much for taking this journey and healing and sharing and being vulnerable here. I love you all so very, very, very much. Please be gentle with yourself as though you were an infant. Be strong with yourself as though you are a bodybuilder. Be kind to yourself as though you are God themselves, because you are. Until I will be back Monday with Q&A and Tuesday with the book club. To each and every one of you.